Welcome to our continuing series, Quotations to Inspire and Uplift. This section is from Sri Aurobindo, the Mother, and Special Souls, Part 3, On the New World, Part 1. Each friend represents a world in us, a world not born until they arrive. And it is only by this meeting that a new world is born. Anais Nin. A lot of people resist transition and therefore never allow themselves to enjoy who they are. Embrace the change, no matter what it is. Once you do, you can learn about the new world you're in and take advantage of it. Nikki Giovanni. The magnificent cosmos is a palace that has the sun and the moon as its lamps, and the stars as its candles. Time is like a rope or ribbon hung within it, onto which the glorious Creator each year threads a new world. Syed Nursi. We must believe that it is the darkest before the dawn of a beautiful new world. We will see it when we believe it. Saul Alinsky. I have recently been able to see the new world, the quiet, the tranquility, and the freedom it will bring with it. This is very comforting knowledge for me, because I already know that what I envision eventually becomes a reality. Sherry Harrison. We carry a new world here in our hearts. That world is growing this minute. Buenaventura Doroti. The children of today are the builders of a brave new world, a world without want. Dada Vaswani. That feeling of being part of a group moving together is very powerful. It feels like it opens up a zone of possibility, a place for another self to form, also a place for a new world to form. Stacy DeRasmo. I called the new world into existence to redress the balance of the old. George Canning. Our physical world seems ready and able to accommodate the needs of the spiritually awakened new superhuman. The constraints or demands of our material world are not the real problem. It is our own spiritual awareness and philosophical wisdom that is lagging behind. Anthon St. Martin. I have shared the above quotations from some fine thinkers and spiritual seekers, but the new world that has been born is that brought down by Sri Aurobindo and the Mother. Here are their words. I am afraid I can hold out but cold comfort, for the present at least, to those of your correspondents who are lamenting the present state of things. Things are bad, are growing worse, and may at any time grow worst, or worse than worst, if that is possible. And anything, however paradoxical, seems possible in the present perturbed world. The best thing for them is to realize that all this was necessary, because certain possibilities had to emerge and be got rid of, if a new and better world was at all to come into being. It would not have done to postpone them for a later time. It is, as in yoga, where things active or latent in the being have to be put into action in the light, so that they may be grappled with and thrown out, or to emerge from latency in the depths for the same purificatory purpose. Also, they can remember the adage that night is darkest before dawn, and that the coming of dawn is inevitable. But they must remember too that the new world whose coming we envisage is not to be made of the same texture as the old, and different only in pattern, and that it must come by other means, from within, and not from without. So the best way is not to be too much preoccupied with the lamentable things that are happening outside, but themselves to grow within, so that they may be ready for the new world, whatever the form it may take. From the Mother. At the very bottom of the inconscience, most hard and rigid and narrow and stifling, I struck upon an almighty spring that cast me up forthwith into a formless, limitless vast, vibrating with the seeds of a new world. And we continue with Mother. This evening, the Divine Presence, concrete and material, was there, present amongst you. I had a form of living gold, bigger than the universe, and I was facing a huge and massive golden door, which separated the world from the divine. As I looked at the door, I knew and willed, in a single movement of consciousness, that the time has come, and lifting with both hands a mighty golden hammer, I struck one blow, one single blow on the door, and the door was shattered to pieces. Then the supramental light and force and consciousness rushed down upon earth in an uninterrupted flow. The words, "The time has come," she told Setna, were heard by me in English and not in French. It was as if Sri Aurobindo had spoken them. The barred door had been smashed, The light had streamed in, the darkness had fled, and the supramental dispensation had begun at last. As she later told Dr. Indra Sen, the light kept pouring for 20 minutes. Rather, I watched it for 20 minutes in meditation and then stopped the meditation. I had to make a special effort to return into my external individual self, and it was with great difficulty that I could utter a word.